Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to another biology presentation. So this is your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. So right here with me, I've got a question that is coming from Biology Paper 2 for 2001. The question reads, question 7A1, what significant change occurs in a human's eye structures when he or she moves from a bright room to a dark room? Question 7.2, a pupil is comfortably seated at the back of the classroom reading a book. Then the teacher suddenly asks the pupil to go and label a part on the chart in front of the classroom. What changes occur in this pupil's eyes in order to focus on the chart? Our last question, which is question B right here. Compare and contrast plant and animal hormones. So we are going to start with our first question. And our first question is question A1. What significant change occurs in a human's eye structures when he or she moves from a bright room to a dark room? Okay, so here we are looking at what happens to the human's eye structure when a person moves from the bright room into the dark room. So what happens is that when a person moves to a dark room, the radial muscles they contract while the circular muscles they relax. So as a result, the pupil will dilate, allowing as much light as is available to enter the eyes for image formation of the what? Of the retina. That is what is going to happen. Okay, so we have said when a person moves to a dark room, the radial muscles they contract while the circular muscles they relax. As a result, the pupil will dilate, meaning that it will become wider, allowing as much light as possible to enter the eyes for image formation of the what? Of the retina. That is what will happen when a person moves from the bright room into the dark room. So if you want to explain what will happen to the human's eye structure if a person moves from the dark room to the bright room, it's just the opposite. Okay, so we are done answering this question. Let us now move on to our next question. So our question 2 is right here, and our question 2 reads, a pupil is comfortably seated at the back of the classroom reading a book. Then the teacher suddenly asks the pupil to go and label a part on the chart in front of the classroom. What changes occur in this pupil's eye in order to focus on the chart? So this question is talking about accommodation of the eye. And accommodation of the eye, we know that this is just the viewing of the objects that are near or distant. Okay, so what has happened here is a pupil sitting at the back of the class. Okay, and the teacher displayed a chart in front. So after some time, the teacher called this pupil to go and label a pattern on the chart in front of the classroom, meaning that the pupil had to move from the back going to the front. So this pupil was viewing the chart on the nearby. Okay, so the object was near. So what changes occur in this pupil's eyes in order to focus on the chart? So what will happen is that when the pupil is near the object, the eye is going to adjust itself. Okay, so you are going to see the ciliary muscle, they are going to contract while the suspensory ligaments they are going to relax. And when this happens, the lens will shorten and becomes thicker. Okay, once the lens becomes thicker, it will refract more light in order to focus on the what? On the retina. That is what is going to happen on the pupil's eyes in order to focus on the chart. So we have said when an eye's pupil is near the object, the eye will adjust itself in following ways. The ciliary muscles contracts while the suspensory ligaments relax. As a result, the lens shortens and becomes thicker. A thicker lens will refract more light in order to focus on the retina. So this is what is going to happen when this pupil goes in front of the class to view the chart. So if they ask you to explain what changes would occur in the pupil's eyes if this pupil is viewing the chart on the distant object, is just the opposite of what you have said. So we have answered this question. We now move on to our last question. We now come to our question B right here. So question B reads, compare and contrast plant and animal hormones. So before we answer, we look at these two words, compare and contrast. Okay, so one thing we must know is that to compare means to give the similarities, then to contrast means we give the differences. So in order for us to answer this question, first we must understand what hormones are. So hormones are chemical messengers of the body. So how can we compare and contrast plant and animal hormones? So we are going to compare and contrast based on the structural differences, transportation, synthesis, and the effects. So the way we can answer this question, we can say hormones are chemical messengers of the body. Both plants and animals have sites of production and site of effection. They both have a control effect of events such as growth, defense, and the metabolism. In both plants and animals, hormones are produced in small quantities to stimulation. Okay, so these are the comparisons between plant and animal hormones. So you also understand that both plant and animals, they have differences, or they differ in many areas. Okay, so you find that plant hormones are produced throughout the plant, whereas animal hormones are produced in specialized glands. Apart from that, the targets for plant hormones are local near cells and tissues, whereas the target for animal hormones, they have got distant targets. Also, animal hormones have specific effects, while plant hormones vary depending on the interaction with other hormones. We can also say that plant hormones travels through the phloem and the xylem vessels by diffusion, while animal hormones always diffuse through the bloodstream. So these are some of the contrast that we can give between plant and animal hormones. So we have said hormones are chemical messengers of the body. Both plants and animals have a site of production and sites of effection. They both have a control effect of events such as growth, defense, and metabolism. So these are some of the comparisons. In both plants and animals, hormones are produced in small quantities to stimulation. Okay? Then let us now look at the differences. So plant and animals, they differ in many areas. Plant hormones are produced throughout the plant, whereas animal hormones are produced in specialized glands. The targets for plant hormones are local, near cells and tissues, while animal hormones have got distant targets. Animal hormones have specific effects, while the effects of plant hormones, they vary depending on the interaction that plants have with other hormones. We can also say that plant hormones travel through the phloem and the xylem vessels by diffusion, whereas animal hormones always diffuse throughout the bloodstream. So this is how we can give the comparison between plant hormones and animal hormones. So we've come to the end of our session. Thank you so much everybody for watching. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye bye.